Are we expecting a landfall of this particular cyclone?
Actually, as I told in the track forecast, we are expecting Ditwah to move along the coast of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry and move towards South Andhra Pradesh coast.
Unlike the previous cyclones, be it Mishong or such, this one is actually traveling parallel to the coast of Tamil Nadu. So, how it's going to regain its intensity? Do we have to worry about extreme kind of destruction, or how is it going to be?
One point which we can mention here is that it Ditwah created a lot of impact over Sri Lanka by being over Sri Lanka for almost a day. And subsequently, it has to gather more strength by traveling in the sea. Because this distance is less, we don't expect to become much severe than a cyclonic storm. That is, and it is almost coming near to the coast. That means that land-sea interaction will be there. The cloud banding will have some interaction with the land. So friction effect, roughness parameter effect will be there. Hence, that is the reason why we are telling that it is going to weaken.
What will be for Chennai, ma'am?
Chennai, we are expecting some damages like because of winds and rainfall activity. Trees may get uprooted, branches may get fallen, electrical wires may get damaged, snapped.
Well, we are going to show you a piece of a relic that is from 1983, and that is also inside the meteorological department of Tamil Nadu, especially in Chennai, because this is a map. Now everything is digitized and you can see everything, satellite images and such. But before that, before the actual effect of satellite to us, public, there was a way to find actually how to see the land, the elevation and such. And for that, they used a map like this, which actually showed the elevation, the height and of the terrain and such. Why it is important? Because anytime when a cyclone forms over Bay of Bengal or the Arabian Sea, the actual effect of how it behaves is based on the land and especially the elevation of the land. In fact, if I need to speak about this particular cyclone Ditwah, it originated over somewhere at this particular location. But what it did was it did not cross over to this end because of this elevated region over there, and it is also mentioned that it is 2,524 feet above the sea level, and from here it actually moved towards this way. So it's almost stationed above Jaffna, and the important aspect is like unfortunately because of this cyclonic system, nearly 100 people have died over there and the life have been disrupted. The cyclone is still moving, but what we want to show you right now is the way the Tamil Nadu terrain is also prevailing. You can see a band of terrain over here, a mountain system. This is particularly called as the Western Ghats, and you have like cut ways of Eastern Ghats on this side. But importantly, you can actually concentrate on here because it starts all the way here and it comes all the way to Kanyakumari, and here there's a small gap that is called as the Palakkad Gap, and this is the Deccan Plateau. Above also you can clearly see how the Himalayan range, the folds and such are formed. This could be because of the Indian tectonic plate actually going ahead and hitting the Asian tectonic plate, due to which this formed. That turned into the life source for Ganga River, Brahmaputra River and the Indus River over there. However, coming back to the particular cyclone, the cyclone Ditwah started over here. It did not cross over to this part, but actually it went straight up, and perhaps it could be the reason for it because the terrain in such a way, it moved all the way over here. It is stationed at this place right now. We are expecting it to actually reach Chennai or the northern part. You can clearly see it's mentioned as Madras because this map was actually created in 1983. So Ditwah is expected to move all the way over here. It is close to 280 kilometers away from Chennai right now. However, it's slowly moving at a speed of 10 kilometers per hour. But the important aspect with this particular cyclonic storm, as per the Met officials over here, is that it has formed between 0 and 5 degrees, which is a very rare event from the equator, and it's moving close to slowly up. And what's happening over here is that in general, a cyclone normally forms in places like Bay of Bengal for us, and from here it moves all the way to the coast, either to Madras or Chennai or to Visakhapatnam, or it will move towards Odisha, Bhubaneswar and such. But however, this cyclonic storm which originated below Sri Lanka is slowly moving. It's actually moving parallel to the land over here, and that is the reason the intensity is expected to be not as strong as a cyclone that is formed in the Bay of Bengal. However, there is a catch because this particular cyclone also has upper vertical circulation. So that is something we need to worry about. And that's why a general warning has been given for the day. Districts, of course, this particular area, you see this Tanjavur, Puducherry and such. This is called as the Delta Basin. There, this is a place where river Kaveri comes and flows. It actually flows into Bay of Bengal. That particular area, 7 districts around it, we have declared holiday for schools and colleges. The system is very clearly being monitored, but I am showing this on a 3D map that was created in 1983. This has stood the test of time for 42 years, and from the lower part of Sri Lanka, it is slowly moving, and it is expected to reach somewhere between northern Tamil Nadu coastal zone, northern Andhra coastal zone. So the place expected is Puducherry, Madras and Nellore somewhere. However, a landfall is not being expected as it is also being, for now, there is a prediction that this particular cyclone might turn into a depression considering the calculation of this spot. Let me show you once again on this terrain map, and following that particular terrain map, there is a chance that it can turn into a depression while crossing the land. So this is a very important map that I'm trying to show you, a map that has stood the test of time. In fact, I can clearly show you the Himalayan ridge entirely over here. This is like millions of years ago, the Earth's tectonic plate moving away from Madagascar, from Africa and such on. Australia could be possible, and moving all the way to Asia and hitting the Asian tectonic plate, forming this particular mountain range, the Himalayas. And this also was once used to calculate cyclonic storms prediction and to actually explain it to everyone. With Daniel, Pramod, Madhav, for Today.